Hi everybody, this is John. Welcome to the free video. And again, this is kind of live from Cayman Islands, and it's been a kind of a quiet week, which makes complete sense, as I was talking about in the weekend video. And just kind of looking at the buying and selling pressure here on the daily and weekly charts, you can see that weekly accumulation continues to be super strong here. And at this point, not looking for any real selling pressure to come in. It's possible we get a little bit of profit taking, with the new year early in January, but at this point, it's kind of rocking on all cylinders. One of the markets here that I just think is the most powerful is the dollar index. Another thing I talked about over the weekend, you can see we got a squeeze here. We have huge, very, very strong distribution or accumulation, both on the weekly and the daily charts, and I'm looking for a continued significant move higher there in the dollar. In terms of the overall stock market, I think there's going to be some opportunities here in some of the biotech stocks. We are seeing some kind of, I always call it like the bad news selling, where even though on a daily chart here this looks pretty nasty and you can see there's some distribution coming on here, typically on something like this, after a couple of days, after, think of it this way, everybody who loaded up here is now very, very upset, and they're getting stopped out. And once they're flushed out, I wouldn't look for a bounce to new highs, but certainly look for it to stabilize, which means that that's an opportunity to sell puts. Okay, so that one's good there. And also another one I've been watching here are the miners, and I am looking for the mining stocks here just to kind of roll over and die. And one of the best ways to participate in that would be through Dust. And I like it. Dust has been a little quiet here, but to me it looks like it's poised to break out to the upside. Okay, and then let's look at oil. Oil here continuing to trade sideways. It's trying to catch a bid here a little bit, but the reality of it is we are, this is where we found a fair price, so to speak. Okay, buyers and sellers here are content, and they're just kind of pushing it back and forth. And this is the process of how a bottom can be formed, but at the same time, this really is more of a bearish continuation. I mean, it's kind of like a bear flag. So I am not buying any oil here just yet, and looking even potentially for another spike, and just kind of keeping an eye on that. Taking a look at FXE. Again, over the weekend, this is ones I talked about, that kind of my favorite one to the downside. And I'm looking for this move as kind of just getting started. There'll certainly be bounces, but think of this as a longer-term move. Okay? All right, so as we head into the holidays, remember on Wednesday the markets close at noon Central. That's 1 o'clock East Coast time. On Thursday, they're closed. And then Friday, just kind of looking for another another quiet trading day as well. Okay, so this is the time to kind of, as you're kind of thinking about the next year and stuff like that, I typically trade very light this time of year. It's just kind of one of those things where it's like, hey, 10-lot trades and things like that, because it's really, at this point, it's not going to really make or break your year. It is what it is. But to start thinking about, I like to review my trading journal, see the trades that worked, the ones that didn't work, see if there's anything in there I can kind of pull out of that, and focus on, more and more and more on the stuff that works, obviously, and doing that into repeatable patterns into 2015. We'll be talking more about that too. Oh, and one thing too, and I wanted to find this, I didn't even know there was a stock called Tree. I thought it was funny. It kind of reminded me of a Christmas tree. But I just want to let you guys know that the video schedule for this week, so this will be the last video for the week. All right, just remember, we got Wednesday is a half day, Thursday is closed, and Friday is, not expecting anything. So this will be the last video of the week. The next one will appear at the regular time, for Sunday, which will be for Monday, okay? You guys have an awesome holiday, and see you on the other side.